Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the channel again today. So I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel and let you know kind of what's going on and how we're going to lay this out. So the way that I want it to work mostly is that I'm going to summarize the day like this, introduce you to myself and how the day went, and cut in between each of the introductions or each of the summaries. I'll show you the vlog part of the video, what you probably came here for. So for today, my student took the night off, which is going to give him a 34-hour reset. That allowed us to reset our clocks. We took off from the TA in North Bend and we made our way towards Auburn, Washington, down the 18, I believe it is, over Tiger Mountain. So I'm going to show you that video, bringing in the last couple miles to deliver to the Safeway. This will be showing up right now. Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is having a great day today. Long time no see. So we just spent the entire weekend traveling down the 90 and getting ourselves from Joliet, Illinois, up here to Seattle, Washington, Auburn to be exact. And we are traveling from the TA in North Bend. Student took the night off, so they'll get a 34-hour reset. And we're both going to have a fresh 70-hour clock going into next week. So we are set up to have a really good week. I just wanted to catch up with you on the last couple miles here, pulling into this receiver. We have a delivery in Auburn at the Safeway here in Auburn. How many times am I going to say Auburn? Jesus Christ. Anyways, what's interesting about this place is that it has an address, 3520 Pacific Avenue South, but it's not the correct address. Like, that doesn't exist. So I'm going to try to keep these videos short and sweet and do it in spurts because I have to edit these all in as well, and that's proving to be quite the challenge. But I'm getting better and better at editing and getting faster and faster. Soon we're going to have ourselves a better camera and I'll be able to film more in low light situations. For now, we've got this GoPro, which is absolute trash. So we do have to have the light on to even be able to see my hands. I'm really looking forward to getting these vlogs out to everybody so you can see what it's like to live in the day of a life of a truck driver. I totally screwed up my English on that. A day in the life of a truck driver. Remember to always take your turns from as wide as you can, so we're just going to stay to the left of our lane and use whatever space we have. There's no sign indicating we can't turn right. And then always watch where your trailer is turning. So I'm watching this mirror until my trailer tire reaches the curb, and then I know it's safe to pull, but even then I'm just going to keep an eye on that mirror and watch. So you can see how, like, the GPSs are all... Yeah, so this is a Safeway. It's on C Street, but I'll be able to show you in the app how I was able to figure that out. And then what I used to plan for this. When it comes to truck driving, it's all about the planning. You want to make sure that you plan everything out. And then the more you plan, the better off you're going to be. Trust me, you're going to know exactly what the location looks like, exactly what your backing situation is going to be. And you're going to know exactly where to check in, how to check in, who to check in with, everything that you need to know. The more prepared you are, the better. Go in knowing all this information beforehand and don't just, guess at the last second. And then you end up getting stuck or turning down a wrong entrance. We were at the TA and they're doing construction there and the main entrance is closed. And there was a flatbed driver just sitting there at the main entrance staring at it like they didn't understand what was going on. They're like, what is this? This is strange. Fortunately, this Safeway has overnight parking, so we are going to park there and turn in our paperwork. You can join me for that. Let me know if y'all are enjoying this content, how you like the vlog, if it's been informative or helpful in any way. I am really excited to get these videos out on YouTube, so it's going to be a new look at the trucking life and what goes into truck driving, but especially for those interested in coming and getting training at companies. You know, you can see what training is like and what being a trainer is like. So here comes the receiving entrance. I have my GPS marked exactly for where the receiving entrance is. See, that one's gonna circle around and do some flippity-flip stuff, whatever it wants to do, but I've already got my GPS personally set, so I follow this until like the last mile or so, and then I'm gonna pay attention to what this one is doing. Welcome to Safeway in Auburn, Washington. If you're looking for the entrance, it's on C Street Southwest, by the way. Our appointment's set for 9. We're getting here at 6 because they have overnight parking, so we can just park and wait for our phone call. And then I'll be able to catch back up with everybody when that part happens. They give us a call, and I'll show you what it's like to check in. Remember, when we arrive, the first thing we're going to do, macro 1, and then we're going to go off duty. So you see how we had to take that a lot wider than the turning lane, or we wouldn't have had enough room because of this person's holding out. I think I've been here before. Oh, I have been here before. Clusterfuck. Spots to back into, but they're on the blind side. There we go. This is what we call a pull through, ladies and gentlemen. Go off duty. Now we're going to do our macro 1, arrived at location. And then we're going to go check in. This is location 90, that's always receiver. We are set at -10. We're not dropping a trailer, this is a live. That's sent in. We'll get the paperwork. We're going to walk it up to the guard shack. While we walk up to the guard shack to check in, if y'all haven't taken the time already and this content has been useful to you in any way, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button with the notification bell. Smash the like button for me if anything has been helpful. It really goes a long way towards getting this out to a wider audience. Make sure that you hit the notification bell because the first hour of video post, I'll get to all your comments. So if you have any questions about anything involved in the process of walking around, of checking in, backing into a dock, which we'll be doing later, if you have any questions about any of that stuff, then you're going to want to post your comment down below, especially within the first hour. I'll be sure to answer it. Oh, God. over here, over there, over here. All right. Is this where we check in?
I think so, the guard shack?
Yeah. And we did sit there and wait for a hot like 15 minutes, but people got to go to the bathroom, I guess. So yeah, we just got checked in at the old driver check-in, which is to the right of the guard shack, filled out our information, turned in our paperwork, and they said they're gonna give us a call. We are parked in there overnight, which is where we're gonna park once we're unloaded while we wait for our next load. Fleet manager and everybody knows that we are here and arrived, so it's just a matter of waiting until we get the info for our next loads. Since we're teaming, we're definitely going to be picking up straight away. Nobody needs a break or anything like that. They are parked in the wrong direction, and they're going to have a hard time getting out of that. Okay, dokie. All right, so I thank y'all for joining the channel so far. Once we get our phone call, we head to our dock. Join me again as we get back into the Safeway here. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you guys, and I'll see you coming up in the next clip as we back into the dock. Peace. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it wasn't much, but we got more on the way. Stick around if you want to see what it's like to back between two trucks and get some instruction on how to do that. So we arrived at the Safeway. You saw safe and sound. Checked into the guard shack. It took them a little while to check us in. They might have been going to the bathroom or something. Everybody's human. And then once I got back to the truck, the biggest issue was our appointment was set for 9 and I arrived at 6. 0900, I arrived at 0600 Pacific time, local time. And then we ended up sitting for like 4 hours waiting on a phone call. It's part of this industry and it's something you got to get used to. So we sat for 4 hours. I finally got the phone call, and once I did, I was ready to take off and get back between a dock. And as you'll see, we found ourselves in a little bit of a predicament once we got to our dock. Check it out. We are just getting the truck started up because we just got a dock. It is now 10 o'clock. We checked in at 6 for a 9 o'clock appointment. Welcome to reefer. This is usually how it works. So we're gonna go ahead and get pulled into the dock. I'll take you with me, show you what it's like to back in, go through all the steps of getting a live unload. We'll go to check in, get back to the truck, and call it a day. So let's head over to our dock now. Come join me. Probably got a very ugly view of me. How's everyone doing today? We are gonna go on duty yard move for this. I don't know why all companies don't use yard movement and why people don't use it more. A lot of people will say, oh, you should use PC for this, but I don't know. I've always had issues with using PC going through a yard. I mean, if anyone's gonna check your logs and like give you an issue with DOT, it's gonna be for using personal conveyance. So they gave us the instructions already on the phone call, straight to our dock, 471. That's what we're looking for. You gotta have tough skin in this career because nobody knows what it's like until they come out here and you have to go to the bathroom and sit on a toilet seat that's freezing fucking cold. Jesus Christ. You know, you sit down, you're like, It's so bad. Just bring her on around. Yeah. So you always ask the on the phone or the guards if you need to break your seal. Do not ever break your seal on your trailer without getting permission first. That is extremely important. We're just gonna pull around the dock. 71, check in. We're gonna back in, do our back, and then check in before 60. Assuming this is 460. It's 225, so 471 could be all the way around the building. Door all the way on the back side. Y'all ever been to this Safeway in Auburn before? So we gotta read our little red sign up here and figure out which way is 471, 400. So to the right, so going to the right. Since we're in yard move, we're not using any of our drive time, and it's going to continue our break. So right now we are off duty for 3 hours. So if I was solo, I could do a 3-7 split, which I'm happy to get into more detail later. But essentially I've been off duty for 3 hours. So let's say I was driving solo, all I would have to do is go sleeper berth for 7 more hours, and it would give me that time back. So for example, if I had to drive 45 minutes to the TA and I went sleeper berth for 7 hours, it would give me 10 hours and 15 minutes back because it would take up that 45 minutes. I'll release a video going over an 8-2 split and how to manage your clocks as a solo driver. It's just considerably different. We're teaming right now. I'm not worried about it. I just switch at 5 no matter what. I'm just going to go on to the yard movement, which use the 10 or 15 minutes it takes me to go over here to 471. What it's like to back in between 2 trucks. Yeah, boy. It's my favorite. So it's all about just getting out and looking. I'm going to use all the space, but I'm going to pick my halfway point because I want to leave myself plenty of room to be able to back underneath it. So we're going to say this line is our halfway point. So we're going to run the left nose of our truck along the left. We're going to stay left of the line. Now we're 1 spot forward. We're going to cut it to the left. So now we're just going to turn the wheel straight and start coming back to the trailer. And we are going to do this. That's the line.